With our focus on human well-being, we understand the importance of protecting your physical health. But did you know that your online health is just as important? Everything we do online, from sharing personal information to conducting financial transactions, exposes us to potential threats that could cause us significant harm. That's why it's necessary to understand the importance of protecting your online health and taking steps to ensure your privacy and security. In this video, we explore the various aspects of online safety and cybersecurity and provide you with the tools you need to protect yourself online. Whether it's using strong and unique passwords, keeping your software up to date, or avoiding public Wi-Fi networks, there are many steps you can take to ensure that your online activities remain private and secure. By following our tips, you can reduce the risk of cyber attacks and protect your personal and financial information from being compromised. After all, protecting your online health is just as important as protecting your physical health, and we are here to provide you with the information you need to do just that. So sit back and enjoy our 4 tips to increase your security and help you sleep better at night. Tip number 1. Use strong passwords. One of the most basic and important steps you can take to protect your online privacy and security is to use a strong, unique password. Passwords are the first line of defense against hackers and cybercriminals who are always looking for ways to gain unauthorized access to your sensitive information. To create a strong password, you should avoid using common words like password, 123456, or QWERTY, because they are easy to guess. Instead, use a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols to create a complex password that is difficult to crack. In addition, it is important to use a different password for each account, to prevent hackers from accessing all of your accounts if one password is compromised. Using the same password for multiple accounts puts you at risk of a domino effect, where one account breach can lead to a chain reaction of security failures. To help you manage and remember your passwords, consider using a password manager. They are incredibly useful tools to securely generate and store unique passwords for each of your accounts. This way, you don't have to remember each one or use the same password multiple times, which is a potential security risk. It also automatically fills in your login informations, saving you the hassle of remembering multiple passwords. Tip number 2. Keep your software updated. Keeping your software and applications up to date is an important aspect of maintaining your online privacy and security. This is because outdated software can create security vulnerabilities that hackers can easily exploit to gain access to your device or steal your sensitive information. These vulnerabilities are often identified and addressed by software developers through updates, patches, and security fixes. To ensure that your software and apps are up to date, we recommend that you enable automatic updates on your devices. This will allow your device to automatically download and install the latest software updates and security patches, minimizing the risk of cyber attacks. Cybercriminals are always looking for vulnerabilities in outdated software, so it pays to be vigilant. Check for updates regularly and install them as soon as they become available. It's also helpful to remember that software updates aren't just for your operating system or antivirus, but also for other apps such as web browsers, plugins, and so on. Updating these regularly can help keep your system safe and efficient. These updates often include bug fixes, performance improvements, and security patches that can help protect your device and personal information from cyber threats. Tip number 3. Be careful with public Wi-Fi. With the increasing availability of public Wi-Fi networks, it's tempting to connect to them without a second thought. However, using public Wi-Fi networks can pose significant security risks that could compromise your personal information and sensitive data. Cybercriminals can easily intercept the data you send over these networks, including login credentials and personal information, leaving you vulnerable to identity theft, financial fraud, and other cyber attacks. To protect yourself from these risks, it's essential to avoid using public Wi-Fi networks for sensitive activities such as online banking, shopping, or any other activity that involves sharing your personal information. It's best to use a private network or mobile data connection that is more secure and less likely to be targeted by cyber criminals. If public Wi-Fi is your only option, consider using a virtual private network, VPN, to encrypt your data and protect your privacy. A VPN is a secure encrypted connection between your device and the internet, creating a private network even when you're using a public Wi-Fi network. By encrypting your data, a VPN makes it harder for hackers to intercept or steal. This means that your sensitive information, such as login credentials, credit card details, and personal information, remains safe and secure. Another key thing to keep in mind is that not all VPNs are created equal. Some VPN services may not be as secure as others, so it's important to do your research and choose a reliable and reputable VPN service provider. Some key factors to consider when choosing a VPN include the level of encryption, logging policies, and user reviews. Tip number 4. Use two-factor authentication. In today's world of increasingly sophisticated cyber attacks, using a strong password is no longer enough to keep your online account secure. Hackers can easily crack or steal passwords, leaving your sensitive information vulnerable to cyber threats. But by using two-factor authentication, 2FA, you can add an extra layer of security to your accounts. Two-factor authentication is a security feature that requires users to provide two forms of identification to access their accounts. This typically involves entering a password or PIN, followed by a second factor, such as a code sent to your phone or email. By requiring two forms of identification, two-factor authentication makes it much harder for cybercriminals to access your accounts, even if they have your password. Many popular online services like Google, Facebook, and Twitter offer two-factor authentication options. It's easy to set up and can greatly reduce the risk of unauthorized access to your accounts. To enable two-factor authentication, you'll need to go to your account settings and follow the instructions provided by the service provider. Typically, you'll need to provide a valid phone number or email address where you can receive the verification code. Once activated, you'll need to enter the code along with your password each time you sign in. It's important to note that while two-factor authentication provides an extra layer of security, it's not foolproof. Some two-factor authentication methods, such as SMS-based authentication, are known to be vulnerable to certain types of attacks. That's why we recommend using a more secure form of two-factor authentication, such as an authentication app, whenever possible. So those were our 4 tips for protecting your online health. Use strong passwords, keep your software updated, be careful about public Wi-Fi, and use two-factor authentication. By following these tips, you can reduce the risk of cyber attacks and protect your personal and financial information from being compromised. We hope you found something helpful and something you didn't know. Some tips you may have heard before, but not known how to implement. Others may be completely new to you. All of our tips are not very difficult or complicated to put into practice. Once you get the hang of it, they almost work by themselves and can become a healthy habit. Thanks for watching. If you found this information helpful, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you in the next video.